I'm trying to. I'm gonna share this because I'm. This is new to me because I've never used this platform.
Man, I this brother, this is I've been in this arena before, but it's been a long time.
Oh yeah.
It's been a long time.
Let's see here. Let me make sure I got everything going on here. How's the weather out there in Memphis?
Bro, it's been off and on lately. We've been getting 60 degrees, but as of the last couple of days, man, it's been chilly willy. It's been very chilly willy.
I got you. All right. Let me see if I got this going. I want to make sure I got this platform up here right because this is my actually my first time using this. I usually use Zoom, but for some reason that is okay. Yeah, I think I'm here.
Okay.
Make sure people can hear me. All right, so yeah, yes, we're here. All right, so let me get started. I'm about to go ahead and just play this clip here, and then we're gonna go for it. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Is my background is flared?
No, you're fine. Okay, I'm starting to.
Reasons for the great success of the Caravans is their variety of fine voices, and blended together, they make a wonderful sound. And to demonstrate their versatility, here again are the Caravans featuring Delores Washington and her beautiful voice in Unto Thee, O Lord.
Unto thee, O Lord, unto thee, O Lord, unto thee, O Lord, will I cry. He alone, for he has heard my voice, my soul has
Wow. Wow.
and my heart
She was just a teenager.
rejoice. Unto thee, O Lord, unto thee, O Lord, unto thee, O Lord, will I cry. My rock,
Now that was a high
my
pitched soprano.
sword, my shield.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And full of majesty.
Wow.
Praise him with all my heart, and he will set, and he will set you free.
Awesome. Awesome.
Unto thee, O Lord, unto thee, O Lord, unto thee, O Lord, will I cry.
awesome.
Wow. Let me just pause there. Man, your mother meant so much to the world, and I count it an honor and a privilege to have this opportunity and this platform to do something that's very exclusive and just hear the sentiments from her son. Of course, we all knew her publicly and we all knew her musically, but we didn't have those intimate moments that only you could have. You're gonna have me in tears now because I think because if she was that amazing on stage, ain't no telling how amazing she was in the home. So I'm gonna just open up the floor, Leonidas Green. Just go ahead. How did it feel to see your mom today, right now, singing that song on Jubilee Showcase?
Well, it brings back so many memories. But first of all, I like to give the honor to God, who's truly has been ahead of my life. And through my mom's ministry of music, she has touched so many people. But I like to give credit due to you, Eric, for your vision to seek out gospel legends. Um, Continue uh, with your work and much success to you, brother in Christ. I thank you for everything that you have done. I thank you for even inviting me onto this platform to be able to speak for about my mother. Um, like I said, that she has touched so many people in her musical ministries and her testimony of life, just well being. My mama started very young, at about 17 years old, when she first, when Miss Albertina came out there and got her from a little small town in Robbins, Illinois. And from then on, she had uh, with Jesse Dixon and James Hernan and just so many people that my mom's had networked with. And as her career went on, she done traveled all over the world. She even went over to Spain, and then they sung over there in England. Um, so many awards she has achieved. But the biggest award to me was the award of life, living 81 years old, to be
Man,
81. You know, that's more than money, anything. Um, I'm her oldest son. She has another son, named Thomas. That's my younger brother. So, man,
oh,
Eric, that music right there just kind of set me back a little bit.
I understand.
Just to hear that high pitched voice,
Mm,
it's amazing. It's amazing.
mm. Well, we're gonna embrace this moment as much as we can. So let's kind of dive into, you know, when you was conceived. Uh, Growing up, how was life growing up? Did you grow up in Robbins, Illinois?
Now, I grew up in Harvey. My mom's
Harvey.
moved out of Robbins
Okay.
in maybe 68, 1968. We moved into the suburbs of Harvey, Illinois. We resided out there until 1990.
Wow.
Yes.
So let
Yeah.
me ask you this question. So, if you don't mind, what were you born in? You were born in the '60s, right?
Well, I'm finna tell you now.
Okay.
I was born in 1967.
Okay. 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 Very rare. Very rare. Okay. So at that time, 1967, she was right around the area in her career when she went off with James Herndon. So
That is
tell me,
correct.
so I'm sure you can probably remember around about 3, 5 years old, little bits and pieces. So what can you tell me anything that you remember about her works with James Herndon at that early age in your life?
Well, actually, James Hearns used to come out to my mom's house. My mom's had a mixer studio in her basement, and they would go over a lot of songs and everything. And I had to be maybe about 5 or 7. I'm a little man, and I used to just watch them. I sit down and just watch them play and just fellowship. Um, I really didn't converse with James until maybe in my latter years because I was so young. Because my mom was on the road a lot, so I was left with my oldest sister a lot at the house. Right, my mom had done a lot of traveling.
Hmm.
Her and Cassetta, Josephine Howard, and I think at that time maybe with Shirley.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was maybe I think it was Josephine, Cassetta, Miss Inez, and Albertina.
Right.
And I think later on that's when Shirley came into the fold of things.
Well, yeah. Well, we're right there. So let me ask you this question. Okay. So what was your childhood church? Now, I know she was at Christ Temple for a long time. Now, is that your childhood church?
That has been my home base ever since I was 10. That
Okay.
has been my mom's home base ever since I could remember. Christ Temple has been her home. The first pastor of Christ Temple was Pastor Reverend McKinney, and then
Okay.
Pastor Lofton took over that after he had passed.
Wow. Okay. Now tell me how was life in Christ Temple? You growing up, you have your mother. Of course, at this particular time, she's mom to you, but to the world, she's this prominent gospel singer. So tell me, how was life at Christ Temple, being that you are Delores Washington's son?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. As a child, in her eyes, gospel kids don't can't do no wrong.
Okay.
you know, so I was mainly shy, but I was around a lot. My mom's, um, she was in the choir. She done a lot of fellowshipping with Pastor McKinney as being in the choir with the group and everything. And I'm just a normal kid. I don't really, I was just a normal kid. I was just a normal kid. And at that time, though, to be honest with you, I didn't know my mom's status.
Exactly.
I
Okay.
was just mainly in awe of what's all these people,
Hmm.
that's doing a lot of this singing. And until I got maybe almost going into my teenage years, 11, when I started really understanding that this is what my mom's like. This is what she does,
Hmm.
So yeah.
So let me ask you this question, because a lot of times, even in the secular world, anyone that has a parent that has notoriety or have that's renowned for whatever it is that they're renowned for, a lot of times we don't really look into the lives of their children. So I want to ask you from this aspect: did you ever feel like you had to share your mom with the world?
Wow. Well, to be honest with you, with that, I was kind of jealous that a lot of people was, I don't want to say coon, but a lot of people that was getting my mom's attention besides me,
Oh, okay.
and I didn't really understand that, you know. Uh, yeah, I didn't understand that at that time. And being her firstborn, um, it was challenging because I had to split between moms and moms being sharing herself with the world as a gospel singer.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really something. So let me ask you. So, all right. So now you were born in 1967. You're in Harvey. Your childhood church is Christ Temple. Now, at what point is it that you start kind of interacting with your mom more of a more in a way that you knew that she was nurturing you for your future? Like, at what age did you notice, your mom's beginning to nurture you for your adulthood?
Well, Brother Reese, I didn't take to the skills that my mom tried to instill with me. I had a guitar, I had a drum, I had a piano. The music just didn't, it didn't fold, it just didn't, it didn't cling to me. So I mainly watched her until I got a certain age, whereas she started introducing me to uh so many people, whereas when you see my moms, you see me.
Hmm.
You know, at that point in time, I'm going back, I'm flipping a little bit. When we stayed in Harvey, I was in Catholic school all the way up into 6th grade.
Hmm.
So that's what that's what she had us son at, in Catholic school, all the way up to first, all the way up to 6th grade.
Mm. Wow. Okay. Now let me ask you this question. Now in high school, by the way, what did you go to the high school that your mom went to? I think that was Eisenhower. You didn't go to
I
Eisenhower,
went
did
to
you?
Eisenhower. No,
Okay.
I went to Thornton Ridge High School.
Okay. So tell me a little bit how that experience was, being that your mom, because Thornton is they had gospel choir, so gospel was relevant and pretty prominent, at this particular time. And your mom is with the Caravans, and they're one of the most renowned gospel groups in gospel music history. So how was high school,
Well,
being
at
Delores
that,
Washington's son?
well, Eric, at that time, going into high school, well, see, Thornton was predominantly colored. Thornton Ridge, Thornwood, was they just started integration. So it was mixed. It was more Caucasians than it was African Americans at that time.
Hmm. In
Yeah,
Harvard. Okay.
yeah, yes. This was in Dalton, Illinois.
Right.
So
Okay.
we was as kids faced with different type of challenges as opposed to being in certain areas where it's just predominantly colored.
Got you. Hmm. Wow. Okay. All right. So now I want you to share some experiences. Now we don't went all the way up from what they say knee high into all the way up. So share some experiences of interacting with your mom on a on a musical element.
Well, actually, I have went to several big awards of my mom's. We went to we're gonna speed up. We went to Nashville when she got her first Lifetime Achievement Award. This was presented by Dr. Bobby Jones, uh, the people of Johnson and Johnson. I can't think of the people that owned it, that company at this time.
You-
Uh, they had presented my mom's, and this was like the first real experience that I got because I was introduced to uh, Pastor T.D. Jakes. I was introduced to him and Kurt Franklin at that time, and so now I'm at I'm in awe because I am actually really rubbing elbows with some of these people that I see on TV.
Mhm.
But my mom is on TV, so it
Exactly.
feels like mom.
Mhm.
At the end of when it's at the end of the day, I look, she's just moms, but
Mhm.
she was still being around all these famous people,
Mhm.
and uh, you know, Mrs. Shirley would come out. Uh, Casella George would come out to the house before she had passed. Miss Inez would come out, and at this time they had gospel. Uh, the Bobby Jones show
Mhm.
used to come on, and they would fly out on the weekends and go to his thing. I think it was in I think it was in.
Nashville.
Yeah, okay, I thought it was California, but I think they used to fly out there, and she'd be back in a couple of days, and I would see my mom's on TV, and she would always bring me a souvenir from each state that she came from. So that life was really it was it was a pleasure, you know,
Hmm.
and it was I would just say it was amazing because I didn't see the bad side of uh, how society was.
Hmm.
I was shielded from a lot of that
Hmm.
until I experienced it going up into high school.
Hmm. Wow. So let me ask you this. So, as it relates to your mom singing, of course you was around a lot of greats. So now, did you ever, get a nickname? Did they call you something short, or did you have a nickname for like Inez or Cassetta? Like, tell me about that interaction.
Well,
I'm sure you
wow,
probably had a nickname.
yeah, well, uh, I was called Duke. All right, and I'm putting this on the airways. Yeah, they used to call me Little Duke. Yes, yes, I was called Little Duke.
Hmm.
My name is Leonidas,
Hmm.
and I cut it to Lee for short because a lot of people didn't know how to pronounce that.
Hmm.
So, uh, Inez and Miss Cassetta, who my mom's was real close to, Inez Andrews and Cassetta
Hmm.
George.
Hmm.
It was like they was like best friend, girl best friend,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
when they would come out to the house, come here, little dude.
So, okay, out to the house now. Did your mom ever do any barbecues or any, Sunday gatherings? Like, what was that like with the groups? With the group now, were you are now was the children of the members of the caravans, were they all close netted like Inez children, Cassetta? Was you all close netted?
Well, Cassetta didn't have any kids,
Right. Okay. She had a.
and Inez, Mrs. Inez had Casey. She had three boys. I
Hmm.
think she had three sons. You know, Albertina didn't have any kids,
Right. Okay.
and Shirley doesn't have any kids.
Right. What about
Uh,
Josephine? Did you remember
Now Josephine has a daughter,
Mickey?
Mickey
Hmm.
Howard.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now I never had the opportunity or the pleasure to be able to meet Mickey Howard until Mickey Howard um done her book,
Hmm.
and if I recall right, her and my mom's they talked a lot, but I
Hmm.
didn't ever have the pleasure to meet Mickey
Okay.
or Josephine.
Hmm.
I think she passed at an early age in my life.
Hmm.
And probably too young. I was too young at that time.
Wow. So let's kind of get to the nitty gritty, okay? All right. So you've heard your mom's voice all throughout your life, right? But
Absolutely.
hearing your mother's voice today, of course, means something totally different. So can you kind of explain, growing up, hearing your mother's voice and hearing your mother's voice today?
Well, brother Eric, hearing my, I've been hearing my mom's voice all my life, and you don't really realize uh, the gem that you have until um, after she done passed because I'm just so used to it. I'm so used to going to church with her. I'm so used to the pastors them get passing her the mic. I'm so used to her uh, playing on the organ at the house and just doing what. See, here's the thing: my mom's always took time out to be moms, and she kind of kept the business side separate. But when she had me to tag along, and I seen her perform and do what she does the best. It was just normal.
Hmm.
Um, what was different, as in the latter years of her life, her testimonies and what God has brought her through doing to due to the cancer,
Hmm.
and to be able to sing at a high volume with one lung
Mm.
since uh,
Explain a little bit while we here. Explain a little bit about the illness, the cancer. Explain a little bit about her battles with that.
Well, I think my mom's first debut with that with cancer, maybe it was in maybe 2008.
Mm,
Um, um, she kept that first event from me, but every after that, she kept me into the loop of everything that was going on. But my mom's had battled with cancer actually 4 times,
mm.
and during her process with the cancer, they removed the lung and a breast and
Jesus.
yeah, lung and a breast. And but my mom's was still singing. My mom was still booking shows all the way up until I want to say 2018. From two, and you go back to 2008, all the way up to 2008. It would come. She would catch it. Uh, she
Jesus.
minimize it,
Hmm.
and that's what mainly she did all during the time of her having it. She would memorize it. It never went away, but she by her catching it early, she had a jump on it. So
Wait,
that
so you mean to tell me that your mom she lost a lung?
absolutely,
She
absolutely. I
and
can we
she
can bro, we can pull up some tapes going back 4 5 years. Mom didn't have a lung
and still singing the gospel.
and still sing and still doing it. That wasn't nothing but God calling her to do that. That wasn't it. That was her ministry. You know, um, who can do that? Who can give you the strength to do something like that but God?
Mm,
I was there mainly. I was in the fold of everything, mostly on her shows and booking and everything. In like 2013, I was like her manager, making her care manager of everything she had going on. So I had hands on when after she got through singing and the water and just comforting her and making sure that she has the things to ventilate and everything behind that. But that was a strong lady, man.
now let me ask you this question. Now, if you retrospect today, do you think that she could have kept secret a lot about her health issues because she didn't want you, her family, immediate family, to kind of put any more pressure on her as relates to her not being able to do what she loved to do the most, which is sing the gospel?
Well, she tried, but I stepped in and instead of going to the doctors with her, I was right there on everything. Whatever she knew, I knew with it because I stayed close to the doctors. So it wasn't really no hiding anything,
Hmm.
or shielding us about that because we knew one day that this was going to happen. And my mom's had always tried to prepare her for this day.
Hmm.
You already know God already blesses you at 70. Mama had 81. Mama made it to 81. So she was already in good grace,
Hmm.
with that time that she had. And of course, as a parent, you don't want your kids them to worry because we always think of our parents as superheroes, like nothing will never happen to them. We,
So, so let me ask you this question. So, I'm a retrospect a little bit more because now, as I see her man, her laborious fight, to continue on even with her health challenges. The solo albums that she did. Are you aware of the Are you aware of the solo albums that she did?
Yes, I have CDs that I'm going to send to you. I have
Okay.
solo CDs that I'm going to send to you. Um, um,
Did she ever discuss with you the first album that she did? Now she did a couple albums with the James Herndon Singers or the James Herndon Choir, but
I
then it was a couple that says James Herndon and D. Might have no, and then also Charles and D. Didn't they do your
you
dad
talking
or
about my
no?
father?
Exactly. Didn't they? Because I interviewed her and she told me about the albums that she did. Because my godfather played with them on those albums. Willie James McFadden. Do that ring a bell?
Yeah, they actually my mom's cut a CD with my dad. They had a radio station in '71 out there in Lansing, Illinois. It was called WMPP.
Mm,
Yeah, they had their own radio station, and she cut one with him. Because since you bring him into the fold, my dad is a gospel singer also. He's one of the original Pilgrim Jubilees. And actually, I think they met on the road.
hmm
And history was made. That's when I come into play.
That's amazing. You have greatness on every hand there. With your parents because they're both are legends. So and like I told you before, you have a mandate because you are a child of greatness. So there's a lot of things that's going to happen. You're going to have to modify to step on board into your purpose because now the torch has been given to you because your mom, she's no longer here. And the stories that she has given you, so from the heart, you cannot. It'll be almost like robbing the future, robbing life, if you don't share those precious gems, that she has shared with you. So I'm gonna go back. So that was the album there with your dad. Now, what about James and
James
D?
Hunter.
James Herndon, because it was James Herndon and Delores Washington. Now, you remember those albums?
I don't want to give any false statements. I have heard of them, but
Hmm
I am not familiar that much work that my mom's done with James Herndon. Only one song that she done with James Herndon, but I think it was with Miss Albertina and Inez. I think they
hmm
cut a tape together. They made an album together.
hmm
Actually, I'm gonna show you something.
Mm.
Uh,
While you sure, I want to read this. I see a comment. I don't even have my glass. I don't know where I put them at, but
this is one
mhm,
of this is one of her first CDs that she had. This is one of her CDs that she had cut after 55 years of being in the music.
mhm,
And I think in 19 I don't know, I think it was in 2000, I think. This is her first actually gold album.
and that's for paving the way.
Yes, it is.
Wow,
So,
those are the.
I have my memories and my moments of everything, because we truly lost a gem.
Mhm,
And not only the world uh, that loved her music and actually followed her, as me being her firstborn and first son, I lost something very valuable to me. But because of her teachings and my teachings, because a lot of things you uh, can't be handed to you. You have to learn how to have your relationship with God that gives you comfort in the space that you need to have.
mhm,
And that's not just taught, that goes with faith and you understanding the word for what it really is,
Hmm.
and teachings. You know what I'm saying, through
Absolutely.
your pastor, or you not just looking at the book, you opening up the book and actually reading the book.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
Now listen. So mainly, and I'm sure there's going to be more to come. I really wanted to give because there's a lot of people just well, they're not hurting like you, but there's a lot of people that's still hurting because of her passing. And I wanted to create some type of avenue to be able to be some type of therapeutic support for those in that area that are really hurting because of the passing of your mom. So I really wanted to capture you, and hear the sentiments of your heart as it relates to your mom. Now, as I close, I want to ask you this: what would you say now if the tables was turned, your mom was still here, but you have the knowledge of her actually being gone? What would you say to your mom today?
what would I say to my mom today? Uh,
After you knowing how much this pain is of her not being there, you know, and if you can go back, she was in front of you and you was waking up and saying, "Oh God, this was just a horrible nightmare." What could you say to your mom today? I think we lost your audio. You might need to hit the screen. I think we can't hear you.
And let me stay. I am tired. Now I
can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay.
was to your light. Precious Lord, Lord, Lord.
Wow.
Yes, bro.
Wow.
Wow, wow, wow. We was cut off, and I just wanted to just share that you know, uh, God does things in His order, and my mom's brother, she uh, whether I knew or didn't want to know or whatever, she went the way she the way it was supposed to go. You know, on her terms, and she fought the good fight. You know, there's no need of me or anybody that she had a chance to touch their lives or have an impact upon. Yeah, it's a great loss, but once again, that memory or that caption that she had that done something for you, such as yourself and many other people, don't cry. Um, if it is tears of joy, because this is no better place than being with the Lord.
Right.
It's no
Mm.
better place. This is nothing but a shell, Eric.
Oh yeah.
Whether we really understand that because of our flesh and how we still like earthly things, this is nothing but a shell.
Oh yes. Oh yes. We're just pilgrims passing through this strange land. So on that
Absolutely.
note, I want to tell you, man, thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to just kind of dive into the areas that we had the opportunity to dive into today, and definitely I've learned a lot. I hear your heart through your voice. And on that note, I want to leave off by continuing to play "Precious Lord" by your mom. Now, is there anything else? Or matter of fact, just for documentation purposes, could you address the public as it relates to the death of your mom? Address the public and whoever you want to appreciate or anything you want to say in that regards of the passing of your mom.
Well, I would like to actually thank to all my viewers, all our viewers, uh, everybody that was with my mom's all the way up to the end. Every last one that actually came out and supported uh, me and helped fellowship on my mom's special day. That from Lemmy Battles to uh, Eric. Uh, can't think of Eric's last name right now, but Eric.
Oh, you talking about Eric Peterson?
Yeah, Eric Peterson,
Okay.
Pam Morris, and when I said Lemmy Battles and uh, uh, Happy Preacher, uh, Bishop McKenzie, from all the people from out of Robbins, the mayor, and just so many people, man, they came out. And if it wasn't for the pandemic, I'm gonna tell you, brother, I think it would have been a 2-day program.
Actually, let's talk about. You brought up a good point. Let's talk about the arranging of your mom's final services. Now, how did that come? Like, how did you arrange it? How was that orchestrated?
Well, because I knew uh, practically everybody,
Hmm.
uh, from Eric to Pam to all that. I had them in my phone, and I had my mom's phone. So all it took was me just to reach out, and with just like that, everybody just got in line on let your vision be done, and we're just going to be your servants on how you want to do it. And actually, I have to thank my wife,
Mm.
Professor Kennedy Green, that put my vision into works on how to lay out the program. Uh, she helped me lay. I knew the players, but she helped me. She was by my side on laying out the program for us to have such a beautiful home going, bro.
Mm.
You know, that
Now I know it has to have been tough to be planning a home going in the midst of a pandemic.
brother Eric, talking about had to be tough, bro, because at the end, you know, during that time before when my mom's got sick, you know, she was in the hospital. So you know, at the pandemic, but my mom's, I'm gonna share something with you real quick.
Hmm.
When my mom went into the hospital, she went into a coma.
Mm.
Uh, um, I was in Memphis, so my youngest brother was the only one up there. No family members, nobody could come see my mom, so I had to fly up, or I drove up. And during the second time I drove up, God woke my mom's up. And when my mom's woke up, she said, "Son, get me about this hospital."
Mm.
And that's exactly what we did, because you already know during this pandemic, people are passing along with no loved ones in a
Yeah.
hospital.
Right.
And
Right.
brother, when I tell you that was not going to be my mama, because I was getting calls all over the world from
Yeah.
Dorothy and everybody, and couldn't nobody, there was only a meter for, and I wasn't even allowed. When I came up from Memphis, my brother, we couldn't see her together. I
Mm.
had to, yeah. When I left, he was only able to see her. When I'm there, he can't see her. That's how serious the matter was, you know. And
And I'll say this too. And you all did a wonderful job with, shielding and sheltering her in those final days, in that final
absolutely,
phase,
bro.
because I remember I was in Chicago right when she passed. Actually, I think I was on the plane actually when she passed. I was trying to set up an appointment because she was out there with,
I
I
think
think
you
that's your
told me about
nephew.
that.
Yeah, and it just didn't work out. I felt really bad because I think like when I left Chicago, that's when she passed away. But you all, I said that to say this, that you all sheltered her very well, man. I think that was a great thing for you all to do, especially in the time, in the times of society. But however, man, I
Absolutely,
said, man, it's just it's been a journey, but man, you know what? We're here and we're kept by God's grace. And that's like, and I'm gonna leave on that song how she said, how she was singing, "Precious Lord, take my hand." It
absolutely.
was.
And as we leave, Eric, I
Mhm.
want to say thank you for giving me this platform. Thank you for the magazine.
Mm.
May God continue to keep blessing you and everything you do and you touch from this day forward. May He continue to keep giving you the wisdom to do what God has called you to do. And with that being said, I'm going to show you this right here.
Oh, wow.
That's her. That is her with me. That's her embodiment. That's
Hmm.
the magazine. Can you see all this?
Oh, I can see that. Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
So she's home.
The life,
She's
the
home.
legacy of a queen. The life, the legacy of a queen. She'll never ever be forgotten. And on that note, I'm gonna say this, man. Thank you so much again. And I'm going to leave listening to Precious Lord. And we're gonna be talking really soon. But I think this is gonna be
Absolutely.
really
Let's
great.
do
People
this.
gonna
Let's
watch
do this
this.
again. Let's do this again as many times as you want, bro. I'm here for you.
All right, let me play the song.
All right. God bless.
When my way Lord.